Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Rhonda Lynn with RhondaShe.com, and as some of you may know, I am in the process of launching my own wax melt brand, right? So what we have going on here is I was in the middle of making my labels, and I decided, like, you know what, this is content, right? Because I have the hardest time trying to decide like what kind of content can I make. And so here we are. So I've already made my labels in Canva, and if you guys would like to see how I make my labels in Canva, just let me know. I can make some up, right? But I've already downloaded the images to my computer, and then here I am creating the labels in Avery so that I can print them off on some labels that I ordered from Amazon not too long ago. So my labels are 3.5 inches in diameter. And one thing I realized, like with Avery, the easiest way is to make sure that your labels are the correct size in Canva before you put them in Avery. If the sizes match up for the circle labels at least, then you won't have to do all that stretching and everything. And then from there, I like to edit the entire label, the entire sheet, and then go in and replace each image. And the reason I do it like that is because I will be ordering my labels from an online source, but for the purpose of taking stock photos, I am printing them at home. And if I'm just doing stock images right now, I don't need a whole page of the same label. So I decided to just do one of each label on the paper, on my label sheet or whatever. So the easiest way is just to go in and replace each image with your new image, so that you can save time and click less buttons, right? So that's what you see me doing here. I'm going in and I'm choosing my labels and I am putting them on the sheet. I think at some point I might have got like mixed up or whatever. And then I only have like 13 cents right now, and I think it was like 16. So I have a couple of them that I duplicated, and I just figured, like, you know, if for some reason down the line I need an extra label and I run out of the ones I order from the internet, then, you know, I'll have them, right? And honestly, Vistaprint has been really good to me with the labels. Like in the past, this is not my first go around at entrepreneurship or starting a brand of something or whatever. I mean, I've never ordered from Canva, so I'm not really sure about that. So I'm gonna be ordering from Vistaprint. Again, I've ordered from Avery too, but you know, Vistaprint always got them coupons, and I am for the savings, okay? So anyways, what we have going on here is, yes, we have like the additional lavender lemonade, which is like a really popular scent. Like when I sent those to family and friends, and when I sent out samples of like the different scents or whatever, the number one favorite that came back was a lavender lemonade. So I'm already knowing that I need extra of those, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and print. So I am I'm going to review my labels and make sure that everything is what they're supposed to be. Make sure I got one of each one here, and I do. And I'm going to go ahead and print them on my HP. Now, one thing that irritated me about my HP, I've had this printer for 12 years, and as soon as I can, I will be getting a new printer because the alignment is always off, and I wasted like 3 sheets of label paper today on this because of that, right? So I'm very unhappy about that, but it is what it is. So here you see me reprinting again because there was an issue with the alignment, and apparently I only can print 1 sheet at a time instead of printing 4 at a time. So the first one always comes out perfect, and then the rest of them come out off a little bit. So I'll be getting a laser printer next, believe that. But you know, it is what it is. So here we are. They're aligned, they look good, and like I said, my printer has been through a lot. So that's the glitter and glue on the screen right there, because I used to make epoxy cups, and I don't do that anymore. But yeah, the colors are vibrant. I'm using the glossy finish 3.5-inch labels, which is the perfect size for the lids of my tins that I put my wax melts in. And you're going to see that in a second here, right there. So these are the Zen tins from Dream Vessels. I love them so much. And I went with white, period, because it fits my brand, right? I want like a bright, clean look. So, and I feel like that's what the white gives me. So here you just see me putting that on there, and you see how it's a perfect size. 4 inches would have been right to the end, and I just feel like that would have gave me some issues. One thing I did realize is that I should have waited a few minutes to let the ink dry a little more, because this boyfriend hoodie one, it has black ink on it, and you're gonna see like once I press that in, I ended up getting some ink on my fingers, and then it transferred on the next one. So I learned my lesson from that. But I have to say that these labels look pretty good, and I took the inspiration from these labels from like 4 different label designs off of Canva and put them together. So you know, it just kind of like happens that way. That's the creativity. But you see me wiping off the edges right there, and I'm gonna be using like a cloth in the future anyway, but because I don't want my fingerprints on people's stuff, you know, you just never know. But here we are with the lavender lemonade, putting that on there, and I love it. I love these labels. I don't care what nobody say. Like, it took me forever to get to this design, and I love them. I think they turned out great. So right here in this video, I'm only making 4 because I was only able to get 4 to come out with the alignment correctly. That's okay. You know, I know what I need moving forward. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and make the labels for the front, right? Because I felt like it was just a little bit too plain. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, and the front has the name of the scent with the top, mid, and base notes of each scent. And I made those in Canva as well. And I always save my prints in PDF print and in PNG, because depending on what I want to do with them in the future, I don't want to lose them, and I want to always make sure I have the clearest prints or the clearest options or whatever, whether I'm uploading them to the website or I'm printing them off or whatever. Different formats are better for different activities. So that's what you see me doing here, is saving it. I saved it as a PNG, and now I'm saving it as a PDF and saving those to my computer. Canva is a lifesaver. It really is. But I might have to let them go. I mean, it's $12.99 a month, but I just realized that Adobe has like the exact same thing for free. And I mean, I'm all about the free. Okay, we're gonna see how it works. Okay, so now we're back over here in Avery. And once again, I'm going to be doing the edit one at a time, but we're going to start out by formatting the first one, getting it to the right size. For some reason, like the rectangle size, when I formatted that one in Canva to the correct size, it didn't come out that way over here. So I had to format it first. And this is why I like to do replace image, because as you can see over on the right, they're all cinnamon candy. And now I'm going to be doing them one by one. So every time I put a new label up there, it automatically goes to the right dimensions, and I don't have to stretch each one. So what you're going to see me doing here is just going through and adding each label, because I only want to print one of each label, because these are for my stock photos for my website, because we launch April 1st. So, and like I said, moving forward, for the ones that I ship out, those labels will be coming from Vistaprint, because their stuff's awesome and they have coupons. So, so I love these labels too. What I really want to do actually is I want like the embossed labels. I don't know, like I have a Cricut, And, so like I could actually print these labels and then just have like the vinyl on the vessel without the label. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like I do not want to take the time to weed all those letters, because you have to think about like what happens when you blow up, when you go viral, when your business starts going good. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I know that for a fact because I had a time when I was selling, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was selling beanies and with matching face masks, and it had like the buttons in the back. And it was like super innovative at the time because people were just starting to wear face masks. It was winter and everyone's ears were irritated. So when they seen the buttons, it was like, oh my God, right? So it like blew up on TikTok, and I had so many orders coming in that my website crashed and I had to shut it down. It was crazy. And just having items that were already made, right? Like they were shipped to me from a manufacturer, and they came to me already made, already packaged. All I had to do was put my labels on it. And that was overwhelming. So I'm already knowing just from that experience that if I had to weed each one of these for every order, that would just be way too much for me. And so every decision that I make for my business moving forward, for my packaging, for my items, for my products, whatever, I always keep in mind that experience and how would that affect me if I went viral again, if I was getting hundreds of orders a day again. Like I made one TikTok video, it blew up overnight. I woke up to people begging for that product. I made a Shopify account, very generic, just put the one product on there, and the orders were coming in so fast that my phone shut down, right? I made over $20,000 in 2 hours. So knowing that that can happen, I always make sure that I am thinking in the mindset of, if that happens again, how would I be able to handle my process, right? So, which is why I won't be printing out labels myself in the future. But right now, I haven't even launched yet, so this is fine. But as you can see, these labels came out good. So I'm just going to put those on the front. And I purposely Canva lets you match up the colors to the picture, right? So they have a function. And I don't know if this is just for the paid accounts, but when you are looking to choose a color for your font or for your lettering or your words, it'll pull up the picture that you're using and give you the coordinating colors that are in that picture to use. So every one of my labels are coordinated to have the same, I think a CMRK or whatever, but they have the exact same colors that are in the pictures, so that it's not off at all, with the exception of my cashmere and my, there's another white one that I have, because those colors were too light to show up on the white. So I did do those in more of a tan color, because I wanted them to show up on the white label. But outside of that, everything is coordinated to match the top label. So everything is just kind of seamless, right? One thing I realized also from doing vendor shows in the past with my other products is that color catches attention, right? So initially I was going to do your standard luxury line, black and white, and I was like, you know what, you know better than this. You know that people stop when they see colors. Children stop when they see colors. People like shiny, fun looking things. Colors grab attention, right? So even though these vessels are white and the background is white or whatever, there's color. And that is going to, color just gives people a sense of cheer and happiness and wonder. So that's why I decided to kick, the black and white standard to the side and add some color. So here we are, right? So I think this is the Mediterranean mint. I love this scent so much. Oh my God. So like when I first made this scent, I wasn't feeling it at all, but I had to give the wax melts a chance to cure. And so after they cured for like, I think a week, it was like 7 or 8 days, something like that. By the time I got back to it, I put like 2 of those in my wax melt, and I have like a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's like open, the open concept. Those 2 filled up my living room, my dining room, and my kitchen. I could smell it in the bedroom with the door cracked open, but it's not like too strong where it like affects you or whatever. It's just a nice soft scent. And the colors really go, not the colors, well, the color does go with it, but like the scent really, it really goes really well. So I'm very happy, and I just kind of put those together based off of some fragrance oils that I already had, and I was just experimenting, and I was like, wow, okay, this will work. Because people like options too. You don't want to overwhelm people with options, but at the same time you want to give them enough to not get bored with what you have, and enough to have them thinking like, dang, I should have got that, and make them come back, so yeah, so as you can see here, we are labeled up and ready to go, and I have coordinating tissue paper, right, that I put in each one of them. So we put the tissue paper in. This is the packaging here, and then I drop in the wax melts. And then this is going to be like basically the style of how I do my photo shoot in the next couple of days for the website. The website is already published. It's already out there, but I don't have any pictures of the actual product. So that's why I had to get this together so I could put product photos on there too, because the generic just kind of makes people feel like it might be something else going on. So here we are. All right, thanks for stopping by and helping me make labels, and I'll see you next time.